What kind of grief must it be to have nearly cost you your sanity? It is the breath of the frost that chills the bones. It is the lightless malice born of despair. The curse that preys upon them who have seen too many things and hate with too much heart. For too long have I been here. Too long have I served as a tool of unrighteous wretches. A shameful fate for the Allfather's warrior, and shame is what scorches my soul. When I saw that I had once again become their plaything, that yet another Xenos had set me upon his foes, I thought it would go on forever. My mind could not accept the indignity of it, so my mind hid like a coward would. Only thirst remained. Blind destruction, no thoughts, no regrets, no purpose. To be a beast, not a human. A sweet temptation for a lone wolf. You have people to fight for. People who need you as you are. A warrior, not a beast. The Allfather, Russ, my brothers. I belong to them. I am their blade, and this blade will never break. I suggest we go and see why Nocturne of Oblivion has dragged us to this place. Yes. Where is that slippery wretch? Let me have a word with him. Nocturne of Oblivion. The slender figure of the Harlequin emerges from the shimmering haze. With the grace of one performing a sorrowful dance, he approaches the dying Eldari nearby. Your dance is now tableau, and I lament. The darkness in the eyes that saw the path. I peer into those tunnels, black and bleak. A gleam I seek, the one that points the way. To your imprisoned kin in Tempest's cage. The accursed Jester, back again. If you start weaving your webs of rotten claptrap again, I'll rip out your useless tongue. The Farseer's voice is weak and tremulous from pain. It is strange that it is still capable of speech. His body has been horrifically maimed. The colors of his garb are familiar. The group of Xenos you met on Janus were the same. At the top of the spire, they are all there. Help them, Erebenian. And help me. Take me away from here when it is all over. Soon. At the Farseer's words, Marazai's face stiffens and he opens his mouth, but to no avail. The Drakari appears to have lost the power of speech. Disdain you not will I with a refusal. Your soul's refrain will I keep safe as well. But leave to me reality, Farseer, and dreams I'll give into your worthy hands. With a solemn strike, the Harlequin ends his kinsman's torment and carefully takes the spirit stone from his body. When the Xenos turns to you, his hands are already empty. The stone is gone. I remember the last time I played this, I learned the significance of the spirit stones, but in this moment, I can't recall. I know that every Eldari and maybe Drakari also have a spirit stone, and it like has their soul in it or something, and they can be taken to another location after they die, but beyond that, I gotta fill in the blanks again. Cantratal, who chose the path of the seer. Muraran told me he disappeared as soon as the cataclysm befell Crudarok. Does this mean my kin are being held captive at the top of the Reaving Tempest spire? The truth is ready to reveal itself to me if I but stretch out my hand. Sparks of impatience flicker in Yurliet's gaze. She wants to talk to you, but she will not interrupt your exchange with the Harlequin. It stops their soul from going to Slanesh. Are they able to be, like, reborn? Like, can they put the Spirit Stone in a new body or something? You dragged me here to save this Farseer? Is that it? You listen well, O pathless wanderer. Night's music's a leitmotif you have discovered, and title virtuoso you have earned. Oh, I'm a virtuoso. The Harlequin makes an exaggerated show of drawing back an imaginary curtain. The shadows beneath the black eye holes in his horned mask once again form a mocking smile. The grand finale of this gory piece, where perfidy and cunning reign supreme, shall now unfold, my merchant vagabond. Point at the dead Eldari. What was he doing here? I presume he was a valuable prisoner. The executioner lost interest and blithely tossed the toy despised aside, proclaiming it a gift to empty bellies. He let the rabble tear it into scraps, and tooth and claw they fought to claim a share, with everyone extolling his largesse. What do you want from me? Why have you involved me in your plans? They can put it in a robot-like form, not a new Eldar body, but a Wraithbone-made armor. Okay, so that's kind of, so that's similar to the, what are they called? Is it Dreadnoughts? The Imperium of Man will sometimes put, like, injured soldiers or Astartes or something like that in giant robots. Which is also similar to Dragoons in StarCraft. Okay. Kamarog's ancient law was boldly spurned, and too despoiled were Crudarach's remains. The Tempest's mistress, spurred by avarice, forbidden plunder brought to her dark nest. And through the city shrinks from those whose souls in darkness gleam with coruscating flame. The interdict is scorned, the pact ignored. Kamarog waits, Kamarog tastes its doom. To make of drama farce beyond belief, a pair uncredited assume the stage. A cutthroat monkey, captive of a thief, a dancer makes strife poet, guileful knave. With a weary sigh, the Harlequin concludes, when Coda's note falls silent evermore, the last duties will perform, and then the first will move his exodus enact. When a Harlequin's voice fades, the silence is broken by a torrent of untranslatable but highly expressive Xenos profanities. Marazai has regained the power of speech and is using it to curse someone's kin and progeny. Farseers! Euremerus brought a Syriani Farseers to the Dark City? You stupid, desperate shrew! If this news reaches the— oh, but of course it has reached them already. You, Arbenian, you came to Kamarog to inform Vect of my sister's crimes and rescue her prisoners. The Harlequin makes a jester's bow. I am revealed, an intrigue curtain torn. The puppet master deigned to briefly let me be the crosspiece of his artistry. The tweaks and tugs the strings of her dance and death. To Tempest mistress vanish, I do say. I fashioned from your shackles a garrote. Your burning wrath, my thief, direct her way, and forth you'll see the fruits of vengeance brought. The accusations of consorting with Monk K are such a trifle compared to an attempt to bring about a disjunction. If only I had known it. Had Euremerus not managed to keep it secret from me. Marazai shields his eyes, contemplating something. I wonder how many times Nazrakai cursed himself for not overthrowing Euremerus at the Obsidian Court when he had the chance. He had unknowingly spared the one his ruler had condemned. Hardly an excuse that will help him with his next meeting with Vect. What is so bad about Euremerus imprisoning the Farseers in the Spire? The webway in which Kamarog resides is fragile. A ripple of the veil can breach its boundaries and cause a disjunction, an incursion of Silent Thresh into the streets. Silent Thresh is Slanesh, I remember that. Each such occasion is an ordeal that weakens the Dark City, and those capable of piercing the veil are banned from the spires. Of course, they are madmen who try to exploit disjunction, and then ensuing chaos to take down competitors and move up the food chain. It appears that Euremerus decided not to wait for an opportunity, but to make it happen herself. Silently turn from Marazai to the Harlequin. Nocturne of Oblivion watches the raging Drukhari with obvious amusement, but his interest barely lasts a moment. The Xenos tilts his head, staring at Yirliet. The cradle's fragments smolder dimly there, where Tight has drawn the Tempest altogether. Dare you plunge your hand into the flame, and drag Truth's embers out into the light? Oh, Arbenian, you ask if I am too afraid to try to save the little that remains of my home? Now that the wind of hope fans the flame of the coming truth, the stone on Yirliet's chest flares crimson, a timid glow that goes out as soon as the Eldari touches her chest plate. Even if the fire of truth burns me from within, I will follow this path to the end. Elantok. The Arbenian love jest, but this is not one. Please, before it is too late, we must save the Farseers. Allow me to go with you to the spire, to that nest of depravity, to that haven of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Yirliet's voice wavers like a taut string, and her eyes are veiled with darkness. Here we go again, trusting the pointy-eared ones and saving Xenos. We don't learn from our mistakes, do we? Nah, of course not. Jay's plaintive groan is directed more at herself than you. Let's see. Chat. Yeah, but without the body being needed in the center of the Dreadnought. The Soulstone is just placed onto the waiting mech. I don't think it's a fate many people want, since the souls are supposed to be deposited in a place of eternal rest akin to mass grave. Dragoons are basically the legally distinct versions of what the Eldar do to their souls. They are called Wraith Constructs, and they come in 3 different sizes. So, the Wraith Construct, is the soul, like, still completely conscious and alert, and they're just piloting giant robot? Or is it more like a battery type of thing? After all the trouble Xenos have caused me, you are still asking for my help. Zyrliet tenses her lithe frame in an attempt to hold back the shudder of despair that rocks through her. I understand your doubts, Alontok, but I ask you to consider my request, and to do it not for my kin, for the Arbinian, or for anyone else, but for me. The horned mask tilts as the Harlequin observes the Monkey and the outcast conversation with interest, but he does not make a sound. Why are you even interested in the fate of this dead Farseer and his fellows? The starved one's fate to shelter from the storm enlisted me the laugh of jest unending. The soul is not a home amidst dark walls, it yearns to sing, and I hearken long. Its elegy by name Oblivion, a cradle I'll bestow, where may this song forevermore resound in endless echo. Lore Xenos test failed. Wow. We had like a 90% chance of that. It seems the Xenos is trying to save the Farseers and their spirit stones at the behest of another, whose reasons are known only to them. All you have to guess now is if the laugh of jest unending that gave the Harlequin this mission is a living creature, a philosophical principle, or the figment of his deranged mind. I believe they are alive, but understanding that this undesired act is needed to save their race. So the stone holds the soul takes the place of the body in a dreadnought. Okay. How is all this connected to my escape? Strive up to where the thieving storm has built. I really don't enjoy talking to the Harlequin. I barely make sense of his crap. Strive up to where the thieving storm has built its squalid nest among the darkened sky. The tempest plunder hordes are buried there, and captive riches, trophies all within. Amidst the cache, a gate to real space find, pass through to freedom, tempting and so craved. Companions have I brought, in steps revealed. My lines run out, I have no more to give. The stage is yours, my merchant vagabond. Go fetch a vessel swift and get you gone. Bring my comrades who previously served the commissar from the chasm. The merchant wishes them another fate, a sudden turnabout, and curious, what path ought they to take? All ears am I. Although the Harlequin's mournful mask is absolutely still, you cannot shake the feeling that a nasty grin lurks behind it. This is a game, a test. You must choose your words carefully. Be careful, Alontok. Arabenian weigh each word with meticulous pedantry. If you do not take care, you will receive what you want, only turned inside out like the fabric of the void without any stars. Dogmatic. They are my instruments. Let them continue to serve me. You receive Xeno artifacts. A drum or harp or any instrument of Maestro's eye, it is the apple prize. I will ensure that yours sounds once again. From death I'll save your precious property. You acquire Xeno artifacts. Dogmatic +5. What the heck? Thank you for helping me. The time has come to end this performance. Saying nothing, the Harlequin vanishes in a blue shimmer of air. The horned mass disappears last with vicious laughter drifting out beneath it. Heinrich stares for a few moments at the spot where Nocturne just stood. How much longer will we be playthings in the hands of damned Xenos? The torture, the arena, even this effortless escape, and the source of all these degrading ordeals is still alive. His eyes, burning with hate, shift to Zyrliet. Zyrliet looks at Heinrichs with empty eyes and shivers slightly. The deluge of misfortune did not start with me, Monkey. It was your charge, Achilles. Do not speak his name! You sully the name of a servant of the throne by uttering it. Heinrichs' voice has dropped to a rasping hiss. And stop trying my patience with your lies. Marazai, who had been engrossed in his own thoughts, springs to life at the interrogator's frenzied words. He turns his head with snake-like grace and stares unblinkingly at Heinrichs. Address Marazai. Anything you want to say? Marazai gives you a mocking look and turns back to Heinrichs expectantly. Zyrliet laughs bitterly. You can kill me, torture me, grind to dust the very memory of my essence, but you cannot change what has transpired. The burnt monkey made a misstep. I killed the traitor. Enough, Xenos. Repeating the same thing over and over will not convince me of your ridiculous lies. The rogue trader takes you at your word. That is his vice and heresy, not mine. And until I have more solid proof of Achilles Scalander's treason than your prattle, I will not change my mind. Not now, not ever. Marazai's scathing laugh seems to cut through the air. He was weeping when he begged me for death. Heinrich freezes. What? He slowly turns around and raises his gaze to the Drukhari. Did you say? No, he was squealing, like all cattle do at a slaughterhouse. Back on the ravaged world where I spent hours twisting his mind and spirit, Marazai draws out the words, slowly advancing toward the interrogator. Your servant traded away the most terrible secrets for a reprieve from pain. Yours, Heinrich von Kalox, and those of your little monkey inquisition. Did I need them? No. What I wanted to know was beyond your servant's knowledge, but he still would not settle down, desperate to purchase my mercy. He kept mumbling incessantly, both about you, whom he feared so much, and his beloved mistress. Lichtenhart, wasn't it? Heinrich's face, twisted with hatred, turns whiter than snow. No. Okay, so I don't know who Lichtenhart is, but it's apparently an important name, and I think there's no way that Marzipan would know it if he's not telling the truth. So Heinrich is realizing he's telling the truth. Marazai's eyes flash with pleasure at the looks of horror on Heinrich's face. Yes, Monkey. You wanted proof of how weak your kind is and how insignificant your servants are. The name of a Melina Lichtenhart. You, the poor singed beast. He tried so hard. He was so eager to please his new master, he sold out every one of you. Marazai cocks his head as if straining to hear a distant sound, then grins carnivorously. Oh, Heinrich von Kalox, the shards of your naive illusions are slicing your soul so sweetly. So I guess it's worth a reminder that these guys somehow feed off pain. So right now he's causing emotional pain to Heinrichs, and he's just like, Here's the proof you wanted, Heinrichs. Heinrichs looks at you with dead eyes, struggling to say something. Marazai does not hide the contempt in his look aimed at the interrogator. You should have killed the burnt monkey immediately and not deluded yourself by putting faith in his strength and resilience. You monkey are clueless when it comes to the art of espionage and treason. I could teach you a thing or two if you asked nicely enough. He turns his gaze toward you. I am finished here. We may go. I was wondering if it was about to make me choose between, party members there, like one has to die to continue type of thing. There's a lot of loot in the room. At the end of the turn, the wearer gains a stack of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies they hit during their turn. I don't know what class uses tactical advantage, but I don't think I have it.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
That's Master Tactician. Okay. Oh my god, I can't click on the body! Victim. The bodies are mutilated and covered with countless marks left by blades and whips.
They will see.
To the
yes,
terrace.
Indeed. They all will see.
Quick save.
There, done.
There's Pascal. There's Gabella. The two pilots are already disarmed and shackled. They give you a haunted look as you approach them, but do not dare say anything. Xenos tests succeed. You take a glance at the Xenos boat. Sure, its design in certain parts appear bizarre, but you can still guess their purpose. You could probably steer it. I can steer a gondola, Alantak. We do not need these pilots. Let's see. Hold on. Catching up here. The Dark Eldar try to stave off Slaaneish's influence differently than the Eldar. While Eldar bind their souls to stop them from going to the Chaos God, the Dark Eldar tend to fracture their souls and spread them out so they can't be claimed. They are also practicing various torture techniques to hide themselves. I'm pulling from hazy memory here, so I'm probably wrong about Dark Eldar. I just know they are messed up. Hey, Maga Chat. Hello, Mick Nudelchin. How you doing? I mean, I don't know that we've met a single good Xenos so far. Probably just kill these two? I mean, we can let them get away. Kill them both. You are surplus to requirements. No, wait, we will co-op. Blech. To the spire. Alright. The gargantuan spire is too large to see in its entirety. Its true proportions are shrouded in shadows, and you feel as if those shadows try to envelop and swallow you whenever you look away. Grinning savagely, Ulfar says with undisguised joy, I smell blood in the air, blood that is about to be split. I hear the echo of clashing swords and the terrified screams of Xenos writhing under our heel. Allfather, what a marvelous feast you have prepared for me. By the Golden Throne, we made it, and all in one piece. Not bad, but we can't relax just yet. We've still got a long way to go. The Spire of the Reaving Tempest, the seat of my cabal. Both a place to find respite from the scheming of our enemies and a deadly trap for those too weak and soft for our ranks. Marizai tilts his head and glances at you. The heart of the spire contains a secret, an ancient webway gate that has remained sealed for many, many eons. Euremar has kept it in case Vex's noose happened to tighten around the Cabal's neck. No one save for her and a certain other Cabalite knows where exactly in real space the gate leads. A perfect escape route, and I can open it for you. How do you know how to unseal the gate? I find such deep trust between two Drakari too good to be true. Trust? How unreliable. No, I simply abducted and tortured the Cabalite who was privy to the secret. There is even a chance that Euremar has believed the story about the pathetic weakling running off. It's settled then. Let's get out of this hole. Marizai grips his weapon. You cannot wait to leave Kamarog, and I cannot wait to pay my sister a visit. Rest assured she is somewhere nearby. I have a... Marizai stops, searching for the right word. A desire. Before we leave the spire, there is something I want to pick up. Something memorable. I left it in the Cabal's abode. I do not wish it to fall into the hands of others when carrion eaters and looters flood the spire after we are gone. There could be something in it for you. He lets the last words hang in the air. Fine. Just point to me where this property of yours is. Of course. First we need to find my raider. Most likely at the end of the dock outside the spire. Let's go to the end of the terrace before we enter the spire. Alantok. Yurliet touches the glowing stone on her chest and turns her aching gaze to the spire. Her face is burdened with a strange expression, as if a roaring torrent of sadness, fear, and rage is about to erupt. My kin from Kruderok are still there. I can sense it, as I can sense the flames of their souls inexorably going out. Please, while there is still time, we must save them. Let me accompany you into that nest of depravity, that domain of pain, anger, and betrayal of my kind. Yurliet's voice is trembling like a taut string, and her eyes are clouded with darkness. Fury and fear are devouring me from the inside, and I do not know what frightens me more. The grim answers that hide behind the spire's walls, or the scars that my heart will bear once I discover them. Yet I must learn the truth about my world. Perhaps this is the day the outcast finds her path again. Get out. We might look for them or we might not. I will not promise you anything. Then I will go alone. Her voice is calm and quiet, without any hint of plea or reproach. All you can hear is unshakable resolve. Only after I have found the germ of truth will the spire's dark halls will we reunite. I wish I could say never mind. Huh. I can't, okay. If you leave now, there will be no way back for you. I can't tell if this is saying, if you leave, you're not welcome back, or if it's just like a warning. Like, I still want to do her side thing. Okay, well, hopefully I can find her. Well, crap. I feel like I took a wrong turn. Alright, I won't stop you. Try to avoid dying before our next meeting, Alontok. Tossing her fiery red hair as she turns, Yurliat rushes off. Marizai, what should we expect to find inside this? Maybe roll back. When is this? 5 minutes ago? Okay. So I just have to skip through the conversation and we'll be back to the same point. God, I hate Yurliet. The only reason I've got her in the party in the first place is I wanted to see her story. And I felt like I just accidentally closed myself off from it there. Alright, so it was an auto-save right before that loading screen.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Alright, Alright. We will save your kin, Yurliat. You have my word as rogue trader. I find myself wondering if a single Farseer, gazing at the hazy visions of things yet to come, ever glimpsed a future where the key to their salvation stemmed from the duo of a monkey and an outcast. She turns her face to you and nods with gratitude. Come along. Let us tear the Farseer's lives from the clutches of my insatiable cousins. As for the webway gate the Arbenian mentioned, for it to open before you and let you into the webway, you would require help from one of our kind. Yurliet's brow furrows. I could try to open the gate, but to do that I would need a certain construct, a resonance device. The masters of this place must keep it close at hand. If you wish for me to use my knowledge and open a path out of Kamarok Forest, find this item. Without it, I am powerless to make the webway allow us entry into its labyrinths. Yurliat, what is the plan to find your kin? Farseers are not easy captives to keep. Whatever the Dark Ones are using to repress my kin's powers, those tools will be noticeable. I will find a way to them. Marizai, what shall we expect to find inside the spire? Kabalites, witches, incubi, at Eurymerus' side. He pauses for a moment, an expression of concern flashing across his pale features. That is all. Venture into the depths of the spire. The spire of the Reaving Tempest welcomes you with muffled noises seeping from the dark walls. Distant voices, footsteps, and screams of pain. Is there anything else over here before I go in?
Sings in my veins.
Yup. No goods. Wait, what? What just happened?
What is that?
What? Mazurai lightly leaps from the edge of the platform into the Raider and begins inspecting it from the inside. Okay, so the Raider is this little vessel. You hear clicking and hissing as the Drukhari opens and closes various compartments, caches in the Skycraft's hull, accompanied by muttered Xenos cursing. After a minute, Marizai bolts upright and freezes, clearly wrestling with his own irritation. A moment later, he cranes his neck to look down into the abyss beneath his feet. Come here, Mukluk. Take a look at this view. This sounds stupid. Walk over and look down. The chasm yawns endlessly below, the cyclopean spires of Kamarog piercing upward out of the gloom. The details of these vast structures are hidden by the hazy gloaming. The many lights of the spire's terraces, which resemble marsh gas, are all that bring color to this bleak and awe-inspiring vista. The towering height takes your breath away and you almost swoon, and then a gentle shove at your back makes you lose your balance. The moments stretch into an eternity, your firm footing is swept out from under you, your